lovelies and studlies, and welcome to this week's Craft Corner. This week, I'm going to be showing you guys 5 different ways that you can redesign these to use them as decoration for the rest of spring. The 5 different ways I'm going to show you how to redesign these are the twine egg. Also, along with that one, because it is the same process, we can also do a multicolored yarn egg. I will also be showing you how to make a moss-covered egg, a fake robin's egg, an antiqued silver egg, and a vintage papier-mâché egg. If there's only one specific type of egg that you wanted to make for your decor, you can go down below and click on the timestamp, and it will take you directly to the tutorial for that craft. If you want to see all of them so you can decide which one you'd like to do, keep watching. The first excellent craft that we're going to be starting off with today is the twine or yarn wrapped plastic eggs that don't want to stay in one place. So obviously you're going to need your plastic eggs, you're going to need a hot glue gun and some hot glue sticks, a pair of scissors, some yarn or some jute or twine, and if you would like, you can also get some ribbon for decoration. So the first thing that you're going to want to do with your plastic egg is make a nice big dab of hot glue on the top, and then you're just going to stick it on there and just start circling it around. Now you just want to start adding. I recommend doing it in little lines. Make sure to keep them nice and short so that they don't cool down, and then just continue wrapping the twine around. Now once you get to the bottom, you're going to want to put another big dab. What I'm going to do, and I recommend, go back around and fill in so you don't see the color underneath. The second layer, we have a full twine egg, and now what you can also do is you can either leave them like this, or for this craft, again, you're going to need your plastic eggs. You are also going to need some blue chalk paint. You will also need some brown acrylic paint, some sponge brush things. I'm not actually sure what these are supposed to be called, but these spongy brush things, and a paintbrush. You'll also want something to put your paper on. It doesn't really matter what. I have a piece of paper because that's what I found. So now we're just going to take our paints and just put a dab of that down. You also need just a tiny amount of the brown. So you're going to want to take your plastic egg and one of your sponge brushes and just start painting it onto your egg. Now we're just going to let this one dry, and then we're going to do another layer. Now that the first layer of our robin's egg is dry, we can go ahead and add on another layer. Now that the eggs have dried, we are going to add one more layer of chalk paint to them to just finish filling in those extra little creases and anywhere that you had to set it down to let it dry. And now we're going to set this to the side to let it dry one more time, and then do the top and the bottom. Now that your egg has completely dried, I've already gone through and touched up the top and the bottom. You're going to want to take some of this brown paint, and you're also going to want to take your little brush dab it in there, and then I recommend dabbing it a little bit on the side to get rid of any excess, and then just start randomly kind of putting spots. And then I'm just going to take the sponge brush one more time and just dab it in the paint a little bit, wipe it down, and just very lightly brush over. I don't want to completely cover it, but just to blend in those spots a little bit. And then we'll just set it to the side and let it dry. For this craft, you are going to need some paper napkins, of course your plastic eggs, another one of the sponge brushes, and some Mod Podge. So you're going to take one of your plastic napkins, and then there's two different ways that you can do this. You can either rip up your paper napkin into bigger pieces or into smaller pieces and just start Mod Podging those on, or you can do all of it. So I'm going to switch out and use this smaller one first to show you the look of the ripped out paper on it. Basically what you're going to want to do is take your Mod Podge, take your sponge brush and your egg, and just get a little bit of Mod Podge on your brush, brush it onto your egg, and then put your piece down over that, and get just a bit more and just layer it down on top. And then you're just going to keep adding pieces until you are satisfied with the amount of coverage over your egg. Now, I would recommend waiting to do the final fill-ins on the top and the bottom until it is dry. Now that the Mod Podge has pretty much completely dried on the little egg, we're just going to add a couple more pieces to fill in the places we had to hold it. And now we just have to let it dry. And now I'm going to show you how to put the entire napkin onto your egg. And basically you're just going to take it, kind of figure out how you want it. So now you're just going to take your Mod Podge, get a bunch on your sponge brush, and get it all over your egg. And we're going to take this and lay it on top, and then just start pressing it down. And then once you have it completely covered, you'll either want to rip it or cut it to cut off all of the extra. So now that we have our egg completely covered, we're just going to take some more of the Mod Podge and put it on top. Okay, so we have that. We're just going to let that sit. Next, we're going to make the antique silver eggs. For this one, you're going to need, as always, your plastic egg, some aluminum foil, a paintbrush, something skinny and round that you can flatten out the tin foil with, some glue. I'm choosing to use tacky glue, some scissors, and some black paint, as well as a paper towel or a napkin or something. The first thing you're going to want to do is cut out some pieces from the tin foil. They don't have to be perfect, so you just need to cut out some pieces and try to alternate the sizes. Now what you're going to want to do is take your tacky glue, put just a little bit on whichever side is more dull of your aluminum foil. Take your paintbrush, make sure to cover all of the back of the aluminum foil. Once your piece of tin foil has been completely covered with the glue, you're just going to stick it onto your egg, and then take the round item that you have got to flatten it out and start to flatten it. So you end up with this, and you're just going to want to keep doing that until no egg is showing. Now that you've finished covering your egg in the aluminum foil, you're going to want to take your black paint, And what you're going to want to do is just paint it on. Don't do too much at one time though, because you're then going to take your napkin or paper towel and just wipe it off. Antique silver egg. Finally, we're going to be making the moss covered egg. For this one, you're going to need, as always, your plastic egg, some fake moss, a paintbrush, and some tacky glue. The first thing you're going to want to do is take your tacky glue and cover half of your egg. And you're going to want a lot because you want it to be nice and thick so you can get plenty of moss on it. And now take your paintbrush and just use it to coat all of the egg. Now you're just going to cover everything that you coated with the tacky glue with the moss. And now you're just going to do the same thing to the other half. Take it and press it all down, get all the moss nice and glued into place. Either leave it like this to kind of keep it more rustic and natural looking, or you can do what I choose to do to make sure it keeps the egg shape and give it a nice little haircut. And like the other ones, you can either leave it like this or you can wrap it with twine or ribbon just to give it a little bit extra. So that is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so very much for watching this week's Craft Corner. If you liked it, make sure to give a little love tap to that thumbs up button to let me know. And make sure that you are the first to know. Hit the button down below and subscribe to my channel. I'll be uploading new craft videos every single week. So make sure that you're subscribed so that you're the first one to know about that. And make sure to check out my vlog channel as well, where I upload a new video every single day. So new video every day over there. And make sure to tag me in your pictures so I can see your lovely creations. And that is all I have for you guys today. So thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.